Hi, welcome in. Hi, everyone. Come on in. I'll give you guys some time to come on in. Um, Very important. I got a telepathic message last night. Guys, it's about to get real up in here. We got to talk. Come on in and let me know if the sound is okay when you come in. Please put a like on the video. Make sure you're still subscribed to the channel and click on all notification bells. Lego, Lego. Hello. Welcome in, Marissa. Let me know if you can hear me okay, if this is okay. Let me know. Yes. Hi. Hi, sis. How you doing? Guys, let me know. Hi, Iffy. Let me know if you can hear me okay. It's about to get real. I got a telepathic message last night. I recorded it. It's roughly around 17 minutes long. We're going to go through the message. I'm going to tell you what's coming, not only to the earth, but surrounding all of the aliens, but also specifically, uh, guys, it's about to get so real. And this is, you don't want to miss this message. I'm here to tell you, you don't want to miss it. The telepathic message from these dark beings I received last night, wee hours in the morning. So I'm going to play the message from my recorder. And I was kind of sleepy, so I hope you guys can hear it. But we're going to break it down every step of the way. Humanity is being tricked into severing our soul from source. And they told me about 3 or 4 ways that they are tricking humanity into basically giving them easy access to our soul. And part of the calamity, part of sometimes when we have destruction, is it ends up being a snare, a trick to loosen our soul. So it's about to get deep. Hi, everyone. Welcome in, Anita. Welcome in, Catherine. And you guys can hear me okay? Sister Sonia, welcome in. Nice to see you. Sound great. Okay, okay, okay. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Guys, please do me a favor. Put a like on the video and some, put some hearts down. Guys, put some hearts in the comments. In the comments, put some hearts in the comments and say, I am the I am. This is the vibration we need to be in to survive what is coming. But on here on this channel, I got you. I got you. You're never left without answers, guys. So here's the thing. I'm going to set this up. I took some notes as well. I'm kind of washed out again. I don't like when I'm washed out. So, um, let me see. I'm trying to see. Okay, I turned my ring light off. Now, hopefully you guys can see me. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, we'll go with that. I'm playing around with it in real time. Okay, awesome. I am the I am, I am the I am, I am the I am. Okay, okay, okay. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Okay, I'm gonna do the little red light. I think that might be doable. I don't know. I don't know, girl, but the message is about to get so deep. It's about to get deep, you guys. So, you guys know, all of you guys know by now, I wrote The Great Expansion, a Cosmic Bible for the Ages. This is going to be important because I'm going to tell you I had not received a message from this energy until last night. So it's about to get real. And the first thing I want to tell you guys about the energy that I receive the message from in the Cosmic Bible, the Great Expansion, it talks about the 5 night stampede is coming to cleanse the earth for reset. What is the 5 night stampede? This is important. The 5 night stampede is essentially the shadow aspect of all of the different parts of source that I channel in this book. So essentially, when humanity goes through this, when we have the Armageddon, so to speak, when there is destruction and calamity, what we're seeing is the final show, the final, hurrah of the 5 members of Source killing off their ego. Even Source, part of Source, is refining itself. So this is going to be important. What I'm going to describe to you, yes, it will be vicious. It will be very hard to hear. But in the end, there is something good that comes. This is the only way to truly get to the new golden or diamond path, as Source is calling it now. Source changed it from the golden age because that got colluded. That got colluded. It's no longer where we need to be. Now, Source is calling it the diamond path. Okay? Because a diamond is how you get refined. You got to go through the fire. So that's what we're about to hear. So I had not heard from this energy, and from the time I channeled this. And to be honest, it's not a very pleasant energy. But this energy had to show up because it had to let me know, as one of these members, what time it is, because I am allowed to help humanity. Okay. And they won't get in my way, but at the end of the day, they're still going to do what they came here to do. So let's go ahead and start with the message. I'm going to set this up. The name of the being who came through, part of the 5 Night Stampede, their name is Devour. This is the name, the energy that came through. So this is truly, guys, the first time I am meeting. As of in the Great Expansion, I met the 5 Night Stampede as a collective. But yeah, last night I was able to meet one of the five. And so it'll be interesting to see which of the five, characters in this book shadow that it is, and maybe by the end of this we can figure out whose shadow is Devour. So let's go ahead and get started. And what I'm going to have to do, guys, I'm going to have to hold my phone up here, and you guys let me know if you can hear it okay. Some of it is a little staticky, but don't worry, I'm going to reiterate what it says. So I asked this being, this is where we're going to start. I asked Devour, why did you choose me to basically give this message to? Here we go. Why do you want to tell me about this? Because I know that you are the one that will listen. You are the one that will write it down. You are the one that will take part in the great judgment when it is time for the great distraction. What is the great distraction? When the beings come down from the other worlds and they devour. Why would that be a distraction? Okay. Let me know if you heard that okay. And then I'll move forward. Let me know if you heard that. I said, why? Why did you choose me? Because I know you're the one that will basically get it out there. And they talk about when the beings come down from the other world. What if they've been talking about lately? The aliens coming? This is going to be part of a distraction. Is what Devour says. So please put in the chat if you can hear me okay, and then we're going to move forward with the audio. And I'll just wait for you guys to do that. Somebody do that for me. If you can hear it okay, let me know. I'll move forward with the audio. Okay. All right. All right, here we go. Be a calamity. Calamity is a distraction. What do you mean by that? Let me tell me. Okay. Now I know you guys can hear me. I'm going to start it over. I'm going to let it play, and we're going to talk about it. This is from the being called Devour, which essentially is, it's coming to destroy specifically America, the world, but it talks about America. Okay, here we go. Because I know that you are the one that will listen. You are the one that will write it down. You are the one that will take part in the great judgment when it is time for the great distraction. What is the great distraction? When the beings come down from the other worlds and they devour. Why would that be a distraction? That would be a calamity. The calamity is the distraction. What do you mean by that? Aligning with the energy of the all. There isn't any fear, there isn't any weakness, any weak points, any darkness. The calamity becomes a trick to not just devour flesh, but to devour souls because that's what it wants. It wants the souls, and this is how it gets it. This has been a secret that we've kept. Pinocchio, like the reverse of Pinocchio, I cannot tell a lie. For my nose, it has been flattened. Calamities are how they steal souls, the souls of the frightened. Okay, I'm going to stop right there. So essentially, part of the distraction, what the being devourer is calling it, the great distraction is coming. This is when the being devourer will show up. The great distraction is the aliens that come to destroy. But then I said, well, wouldn't that be a calamity? Why would that be a distraction? It goes to say the calamity is the distraction because it is not in alignment with source. It is not in alignment with the all. The calamity becomes a trick to devour souls, the souls of the frightened ones. So if you're in the fear vibration, you are, subject to getting your soul devoured when the beast comes. Okay. That's the first message. Let's keep going. Bringing up image of like women in black clothes. Why are you showing me that? Black can be used as talent. It can also help to penetrate the light. That's another trick. It wants humanity to disturb the light. We can make it feel that it's not working. There are so many evil people who take part in this. They feast. Regular people, you're humans. They feast on flesh and bones, and skins of the youth and of the black ones. Are pinned. That's why they say that the aliens look like African Americans. They want to feast. They want to eat. They want the really, really dark, the melanated ones, the nightshades, because they are the deepest of ruby to satisfy their long thirst. Mm. Who are you? Okay, let me stop there. Sorry, guys, about that. I was like rubbing with my pillow. It was making a sound. Here's the thing of what it said. It showed me a woman, a very dark woman, deep melanated woman, and she was wearing all black. So the first trick was the calamity to get souls. The second trick, get this, the second trick is they were showing, how black absorbs all kind of, has all colors in it, but it also can absorb energy. This is also it showed me a dark woman, but she also had black clothes on. That's what they want, the deepest melanation. This is what they want to feast off of because it is technology that they're going to use because it can absorb all things, all energy. They need more of our energy. They've been losing grip, guys. They need more of it. So their plan is they can devour enough deep melanated ones. Mind you, it's not just for that, but that's the one that will give them the most power because of the technology of the melanin. And what it's saying is that they want to trick humanity, show you so much darkness so that humanity say, well, the light's not working, source isn't working anymore because all I see is darkness. And then you're lowered in frequency. So this is the second way that this being devour will steal the souls, right? It's all tricks set up. right? So we got to be watchful. So, okay, let's listen for the next.
I am devourer. Who's devourer? It's the tainted. This is secret yet again. When we taint the heart, soul is more easily ready and able to be withdrawn.
Mm.
This is what you have planned for Americans. This is what Americans have planned for themselves. Every day, they slowly bring themselves closer and closer to this figurative death. And then it snowballs into the real thing. Yeah.
Sorry, guys. I'm gonna read the next point. It's a little staticky. So I said, "Who are you?" Said, "I am the tainted heart." When a heart is tainted, it's the opposite of the Christ light, right? So it's the tainted heart is who essentially I'm speaking to, the collective tainted heart, right? It's the dark heart of the collective. So in a way, guys, this energy is us, not necessarily us, but all the energy we've been putting out. Like I say, that spiritual exhaust pipe, all that energy has to go somewhere, and it has made this being called devour. And at the same time, devour is part of the ego state of source, because remember, we live in a fractal universe. Everything is a mirror. So this devour is the mirror of the heart, and the heart is tainted. Our hearts are tainted. So this is essentially what it was saying. And so when a heart is tainted, it says the soul is more easily able to be withdrawn. And then I heard Armageddon. And before I even was starting to record this, it was talking about calamity, destruction coming to America, to Americans, to the American system. And Wayfair, I'm hearing Wayfair now.
Ones that are too afraid to judge, too afraid to say what's right, to say what's real, what's on their heart. They will also be devoured for their weak spirit.
Mm.
This is what is coming to your house of lords on this planet, on this earth, on this American soil. The house of lords will fall. Death to an empire. They will fall. They will fold. They will fold onto themselves. How? With the lies that they built up so tall like a wall. When we remove one lie that was holding up the entire structure, just like the wind, they'll blow everywhere. And they will turn every system they came together to protect. They will turn on it to save themselves. They cannot be saved. And in the end, they will be out. They will be the true meal, the true feast.
Okay, guys, this is deep. So it talks about who else will it take? Who else will it devour? Well, when we look at Armageddon, guys, Armageddon, right, is essentially it's like prophesies about the final battle between good and evil, right? So it says often interpreted as the accumulation of end times events, and a confrontation between God and the forces of evil. This is big, guys, because for so many videos, right, we've been tapped into God, right? We've been tapped into the Christ frequency. We've been tapped into Father God, source. So, what we are now getting a chance to see, and I'm very blessed to be able to safely bring this message because, this energy cannot harm me, right? Um, what we're now able to see is the dark forces. Remember, I said there's only two energies, there's either light or darkness. That's it. When you're interfacing with people, there's only God or Satan. These are the forces that we're dealing with. We're not dealing with people, we're dealing with two energies. This is the final battle of the Armageddon. Specifically, it said it's coming here. Who does it want? It wants our dark lords. So essentially, this dark force wants our dark lords. But how they're going to force, they know they can't just go to the dark lords, and specifically the ones they said that built the system of America. It's not just Americans, guys. America is a corporation built by the elites, guys. There's so many different hands in this system. It's unbelievable. They want them. How will they get them first? First, they need what? They need more melanin codes. They want to come and devour what we just went through. They're going to bring a series of events. So you're going to know when this starts to happen, when the fake false distraction comes, the alien beings, they're here to cause calamity. And you might say, how will they cause calamity? Because the energy, when energies are lowered and heightened, it causes physical things to happen. So the energy, people get fearful, then now that the fear energy allows other things to happen, just the sheer presence of these beings can cause calamity, guys. When you see that happening, just know that's the first step. When you see, and we've already been seeing this, there's a lot of talk about Black people missing. More and more on my feed, it's talking about a lot of Black people missing, women, children, and men, right? Specifically women and children. Children are missing, right? These are the ones they want. They want the nightshades because they are the deepest of to satisfy what they need. So that's how they're going to get more fuel. But what they're aiming for, they want to bring judgment to America. And what they even said is the ones that have been lukewarm, the ones who are too afraid to speak up and say what's right, it says, if you don't say what's on your heart, you will be devoured for having a weak spirit. So in these end times, remember, guys, weeks or probably a month or so back, me and the spirit team removed the lukewarmness. The lukewarmness can't go because that was the problem in the other ages, right? Where it kept bringing back the evil people because they hadn't decided. This is essentially what Devourer is saying. Look, you got to show you don't have a weak spirit. Even though it's a dark force, it's almost leaning us to the side of good. It's saying, hey, for those who didn't want to take part in judging others, they didn't want to call out when the world was saying this is right, but you knew it was wrong and you didn't call it out. These people will also be devoured for having a weak spirit. So having a weak spirit will get you devoured. There isn't any lukewarmness. You have to be all the way with God, with source, with the good energy, with light. Okay? But what they want to build enough steam. They said that they want to get our House of Lords. They want them to fall. They said it will be death to an empire, talking about America. And it says, I said, how will you do it? They said, we're going to remove one lie. So we're going to have disclosure. There's going to be one lie that this entity devourer removes, like a deck of cards. When they remove the one lie from the middle, the whole system, the very system that they all colluded to build, because it was just a way to move money. That's what the America Corporation was, a way to move money. That's why we get involved in all the proxy wars. That's why we're always meddling in other people's business, because it was always created as a financial instrument to move money and to extract money from native, aboriginal, and indigenous people and hard working people that pay their tax dollar just to extract, to move it to point A and point B. All of these funds, they tell you, oh yeah, we're going to feed the children in all of these impoverished countries. This is what I'm saying. It's all a money grab. Oh, we got to, put this much money into Medicare and Medicaid and to, wildlife, organizations. It's all a way to steal money, is what Devour is saying. They're going to pull that card out. And it's interesting that, see, Trump is on both sides. You have to know that. Trump is playing both sides. He's the wild card. He's the joker, but he's also playing both sides. In one way, Trump's energy is all over this. I'm not going to lie to you guys. His energy is all over this because he provides the right energetic temperature for Devour to come, right? But at the same time, he's talking about getting rid of the IRS. But the people are going to have to get behind it. Something's going to have to leak in order for the one of these cards, what Devour says, to come out and make everything fall. Something so big will have to leak within the government that people will have no choice. They will lose all faith they had, and it will be a deck of cards falling down, and those people will scramble, is what this energy is saying. Okay, so I want to let you know that's kind of happening. And the next thing here, you guys doing okay? We're hanging in there with me? Hanging in there? Okay, perfect. Now, let's go to the next thing. Sorry.
Oh, you know, feel that you are able in this relaxed state to handle such an event.
Hmm.
You know, I will fight to stop it. You know that, right? I will commission the Christ to stop it. I will commission Mother Source. I will commission Father Source. A collective. We will fight it all. This hand has already been played.
Hmm.
The nose has already grown to its fullness. And now it is I that must deflate it back down.
I don't know if you've heard that, but I essentially asked, "Who are you?" So I'm kind of already knowing I'm feeling the energy of the 5 night stampede, right? So I tell it, I will fight it, right? Even though I understand why you're coming, even though I wrote a book about it, even though I understand, it's still my job to fight these things, right? And it's saying that this hand has already been played. So essentially it's already happened. It's already going to happen. But they said very low at the end, but this is for the reset. They need to get ready for the reset, right?
Putting that false rain.
Here's another trick coming, the false rainbows.
Wait through the greed.
Greed.
This is how we poison people through greed.
Hmm.
With loss, with greed, it becomes a powerful next.
Hmm.
Why are you so evil? We're not evil, we're just. I would ask, why are you also evil to trigger such a response?
Okay, so I asked it, why are you so evil, right? Because I'm feeling the energy. And it's like, we're not evil, we're just. I would ask, why are you also evil to trigger such a response? Because remember, fractal universe, everything is us pushed out. This is what we get back because this is truly, guys, we're looking into the center of the collective heart space. And we're going to get there, but the collective heart space is rotten. So essentially, this is where this message is able to come from. It's a part of us that needs to be refined. It needs heavy, heavy, heavy cleansing. There's so much clogging up because of all the past events. We have to let those things go at the end of this age. The past hurts, the past pain. But it says that it's going to be sending false rainbows. The rainbows are representing greed. So it's going to put people in situations where they'll be tempted by greed. The greed turns to lust. And this is, I think this is the third or the fourth way that they devour souls. So this being called devour is like going to be setting up booby traps for people. And those booby traps are to get you either heightened, in one frequency or lowered in the other. But each end, it extracts the soul. So this is why we got to be balanced. This is why we got to be in the I am vibration. This is why we have to be steadfast. I always talk about. This is why we have to be oh, we're going to get to the moon. I saw the beings on the moon and what they're doing. I'm going to get there. Um we got to start telling the truth. All this foolishness like, "Oh, you can do whatever you want." No, there has to be law and order. If there's no law and order, cosmic law and order is broken, then this is why we get such destruction. It's so simple if we just honor thy neighbor like we honor ourselves. It's so simple, but we, for some reason, we can't just do that, right? So that's another powerful thing. So now we're about to find out who this is, right?
And the worst thing is that you harm the ones that you say you care about the most, the children, the baby. They're innocent. And trust me, no matter how ugly it gets, their souls are too pure to be captured, to be ensnared.
Mhm. Hmm. Ensnared. That's
The older
important.
ones, those are the ones you should worry about. They should learn how to conduct themselves.
So it's saying that, and we do this to our children of this world. Like, this is the world we're leaving our children. And it's saying that, like, it's putting it back on us, right? Because I asked, why are you so evil? No, why have we done this? Why are we reflecting this back to ourselves? And essentially what it's doing is hurting our children. But it goes to say, no matter what the children go through, their souls are too pure and innocent. They will never, the children's soul will never ever be ensnared. Never. And that's important because I was called to open up to a random page in the Cosmic Bible. It talks about the 808 frequency, which is a trap to ensnare, right? The non chosen. Who is non chosen has already been selected. Who's chosen has already been selected. There's already the splitting. So when the devour energy comes, this is the physical split that we're going to see, right? And so the 808 frequency, I think I'll go into that really quickly. And I think as I need to read from page 131 in the Great Expansion of Cosmic Bible for the Ages, talks about next we will move to a 808 hertz. I'm sure you're familiar with the 808 drum. We will move to a 808 frequency hertz thereafter. So the 808 is a vibration so the 808 drum is a vibration that you feel throughout your entire body, right? And This is essentially the 808 frequency is a total, I don't want to call it a entrapment, but it's to ensnare you. It's a certain frequency that will allow the true essence of yourself to be on full display. So it's like if you ran yourself underneath a X-ray machine, it can see what's truly going on underneath within the organs, the tissues, and all of that. That's essentially what they're going to be using that frequency for. That's why they made hip hop the popular genre. It wasn't, I mean, I'm not saying that the hip hop artists are not great. They are. But I'm saying the reason why certain Jesuit people made that you know, the world music around the world, because they've always had this plan to ensnare us, to lower our frequency. Okay. So that's what it's for. It's going to reveal the heart of the non chosen ones. Okay. So, and then okay, so I'm just going to read this really quickly. Could this be another cunning plan to lower the frequency of the non chosen ones by first elevating the chosen ones to the new frequency? Because the chosen ones are getting a new frequency too. When they are protected and covered during father's incubation period, this way, when the 808 frequency finally gets turned on, it will bring destruction to the heart space of the non-awakened ones. That was myself posing a question of why this 808 frequency is here. And yes, that's exactly what's happening. You're going to be shielded. Chosen ones, you're already getting frequencies. All frequencies we're hearing ain't bad. Some of them are our cosmic families source, attuning us to the frequency of the light, because it's time for us to start to go home. So we have to know the path. The path is always in alignment with the original vibration. The original vibration, everything is birthed out of that. So it's the way in and it is the way out through the vibration. Okay. And so now we're going to get to know who this is.
It's 2-6.
Okay. All right. Let me know. 1 second. I'm trying to. Okay. Okay. They will allow me to stop some of it, but not all. They must come clean.
No.
So I say, what must Americans do? And they talk about a reveal. Like they have to write, like everyone must see it. They talk about writing it in the on the sky. Everyone in America must know the lie. Once we know the lie, this place is coming down. And this energy is forcing them to reveal themselves. And I think Trump is part of another energy that is assisting with this for them to reveal themselves. And in return, he ends up revealing himself as well. Like it's, but all of the players to the game are here on stage right now. right? So now it talks about the moon, guys. We're going to get to know what they've been doing up there in the moon. See, yesterday was that black moon. See, y'all can't be fooling people with these days. Oh, just manifest. No, every day ain't for manifesting. Every moon ain't something you're supposed to just be getting money off of. I was able to get this message last night, probably because of the energy that was present from the black moon. That's why I was able to get the energy from the dark beings, and I was able to see what activity is happening on the moon. So we're going to get there as well.
Divine consciousness. Who sent you? From the moon, we will take part in this glorious day
Mm-hmm.
as we have. And our children will be delighted. And I see the beings on the moon. Their face silver, short, forward 3 feet. They have this many little babies. It's like balls they're playing with. I think they're practicing how to be a moon. I think the moon has replicated itself. Used a lot of our great minds. We call science and astrology. It's been using us, our great minds, American minds, great minds. Even before this thing, such a thing as AI. So it has been mining for us. Now it has enough data, enough confidence to train others how to control us, how to organize our thoughts. And so these beings, they learn how to move as the moon, how to siphon, how to grow, how to befriend you, how to steal energy from you, how to make you sad, how to poison your frequency. They learn all of that in the center of the moon. What could I do to stop it? You have a very, very strong army with you. You could call upon them. They are guardians of the universe, and they're at your beck and call. Always been there with you. Giants, gods, you. It's one of your false tricks too, to try to fill my ego up. You are too cunning. You're very cunning.
Okay, guys. So let's break this down. At I started to see the moon, and I started to see what was going on the moon. There was moonbeams, and I saw they were like the telepathic messages come through calling them moon children. They are beings that are being trained on the moon, and they were like 3, 4 inches tall, and they were like silver metallic. What they were doing, I saw them training. They had something round in their hand. They're in training to be a moon. So the moon is fake. I think we already know that, but what I'm saying is if it wasn't fake, then it's about to get real fake because I saw a lot of moon children training to be a moon. I don't know if they're training to replicate different replicas of Earth, but they're training to be a moon. The moon ain't real. These children, they feel like slave children, like moon slave children, alien beings. Created to do what? To be a moon. What does this moon want to do? What do they train them to do? To control humanity, to organize our thoughts or reorganize our thoughts. That's what the moon, these children are doing, these moon children, to scatter our energy, to lower our frequency, to poison our frequency, is what it says specifically, to steal our energy. This is what these moon children that I saw on the moon, in the center of the moon. So when they say that the moon is hollow, all I saw, to be honest, I saw just gray ground with a little bit of bumpy little rocks. And all I saw, there wasn't any civilization there, like any sort of structures. All I saw was these children in the center of the moon being trained to steal our energy, to poison and collude our frequency, to scatter our thoughts, to control our minds. So we're at war and we've been at war, but you better believe it now that I've seen it, anytime these moons come, you better question it. You start to feel lowered in frequency. Just know this is what's going on the moon. Okay. And the moon aliens are working also with Devour. But just because all of this is going on does not mean that we can't stop it. The reason why you guys are hearing the message, because I told them, I will stop it. I will commission the Christ and source to, yes, they will allow me to do that. That will save some. But remember, the ones that are lukewarm will not be saved. So all we have to do to protect ourselves is to go all the way into the light. And the hardest part will be letting go of the ones that we're trying to take with us, and us, by them being, soul tethered to us, it's actually colluding our frequency and lowering us. That's going to be the hardest part. That will be the hardest part that I see for humanity. And so essentially the last bit of message here I think is very important, because we're going to get to who's and someone can put in the comments, who are the five members of the great expansion of Cosmic Bible for the Ages? Whose shadow do you think this is? Whose shadow do you think that I am talking to? I know some of you will get it already, just because there's already been a few hints. I was kind of I was kind of getting it right as the message was unfolding. I was like, oh, okay, I think I know who it is, right? Okay, let's continue.
Are you working on the other side now?
Did you guys hear that? I just said it. Hold on.
This one of your false tricks too. Try to feel like
That's why I asked him, because it was filling my ego, right? And I was like, is this one of your false tricks too? To fill my ego? It's like, that's the thing. And they were like, you're so cunning. And as soon as that word was used, I knew who it was, right? So that's the thing, guys. When someone wants to fill your ego, we're moving out of the ego. If someone wants to fill up your ego, that's false too. Like, the balance we got to be in this season is so important. It's so important. You got to be on the light side, but you got to even still be balanced in the light, because too much light becomes a trick. Too much light blinds you, and therefore things can be hidden, and then the process starts all over again. So yes, we get to the light side of the coin, but we still stay balanced within the light once we're there, right? And so essentially I go on to say, hey, Mother Therial, is are you working on the other side of the moon, right? Because I understood that the energy of that was coming through.
There you go. Are you working on the other side now, the dark side of the moon? I am working in the inner heart. This is what has been dividing my children. The inner heart has decay, much sadness, sorrow, darkness. It needs sharpening, it needs cleansing, it needs it all.
Okay. So essentially what she says is I asked her, is she working? Because I just felt her energy when I was talking about the moon. I was like, are you working on the other side of the moon? And she says, I'm working within the heart. So this is where she's working inside of the collective heart. And she said, there's a lot of decay there. So essentially, Mother Ethereal is in the inside of the collective heart space. And what she is seeing is a lot of decay, a lot of sadness, a lot of darkness, a lot of painful events. This is all of the things humanity has not dealt with. But the problem now is once she starts to try to get some of that out, pump some of that out of the collective heart space, what do you think happens as the debris is falling off? Now that energy binds to like energy. So just know as we're cleansing, sometimes it gets worse before it gets better. It's just the same thing if you were to cleanse your body, sometimes it gets worse before it gets better. Those things from the collective heart space must be chipped away. They must be removed. She says this is what has been dividing her children. We've been looking at the front of the heart, I think, for so long, or even the how the heart is portrayed, portrayed through people's, words, right? And actions. But the inner heart. So there's no way to become light as a feather, right? Having your heart weighed on the scale of Ma'at. If the inner heart, the core of it, is rotten. So when this comes off, there will be some destruction as the poison comes out. Then we will see some destruction. But what will happen when we're cleansed internally, it will lead to the reset. This is the true diamond path. So, one thing that Mother Ethereal makes clear is that the problem is the heart technology that talks about here in the Great Expansion. It appears that she can't go ahead and complete her job with updating everyone with the new heart technology because there's too much corrosion, too much dirt, filth in the center of the heart. So this is what's stopping, it's kind of stopping us from even also to evolving, us from getting more of our telepathic and psychic abilities. This has to be dealt with. So when we cleanse that, now humanity gets new technology. So instead of us being divided and gene sliced again, right? It's kind of the opposite thing where we get cleansed and purified. Yes, there's some destruction when the die off happens, but that space, because remember in the Great Expansion, it talks about one of the things that Source learned with the Earth children is that there simply was not enough space in the heart. So the Earth children didn't have enough space to be able to expand. They didn't have enough space to withstand all of the traumas. There simply just wasn't enough space. So, part of the correction, us moving forward down the diamond path or the 1,000 years of peace, is clearing more space in the heart. Now we're able to love more, forgive more, expand more, grow more because Mother Source is creating more space. So, as Mother Ethereal is inside looking, I can't put anything here. I can't put the new heart technology that just expands us and gifts us with our superpowers because of all the corrosion. So this is what she's in there doing. And that is the message. Message. Pick it up. That's the message. And, this makes a lot more sense now of a lot of events that have happened. This makes a lot of sense now. So essentially, guys, who is this? It is the Five Night Stampede that I've known for some time is already here. I saw them last year. I saw a 20-foot figure standing in the middle, a few of them standing in the middle of the street back in it was late 2023. I think we were about to New Year's, we were about to go into 2024. They've already been here in position. We will start to feel them more. And one of the first things you will know is when the fake alien stuff happens. This will be part of step 1 of tricking us into a state of calamity to lower our frequency into fear to devour. So the moral of the story is last night's moon revealed what was happening on the moon. Last night's moon, in my humble energetic opinion, was not necessarily a good time to be manifesting. It, to me, was a time to get your house in order, to get organized, to take account of the inner heart of the body of your environment, to start to get yourself in a position to start cleaning up some of these things. That, in my energetic opinion, is what that moon was for last night. And it did reveal this dark being called Devour that essentially is coming to devour. I don't know what more I could say, but that's the message. And the reason why it was important for me to bring it to you guys, because just because a being has intentions, everyone has an assignment. This is an assignment for reset. We knew that reset had to happen. We knew there would be hurricanes, there would be distractions, there would be distortions, there would be all of that. But what I'm doing, I'm giving you a face to it. It's not just some faceless events happening, guys. It's the being devour. And that's only one of the Five Night Stampede. So I don't know if we'll get to meet the other four, but that's one. And so I want to just put that out there so that we can get our house in order. So we protect us and we're make sure we're on the right side of the light. We will be protected in time of destruction. We will be protected and never neglected. I am the I am, the I am, the I am, I am. And I'm going to go ahead and do a clearing and a protection light language for all of us here. And just sit in your space and get very comfortable. And we're going to penetrate the heart today and cleanse the heart space. And I want to invite any and all of you who needs to purge from the heart. This is a safe space, an energetic safety zone to do that. And we're all supporting the release of the stagnation in your heart space today. Anything that you've been feeling burdened with, this is now a space where I want you to lay down your burdens. I want you to understand just how loved you are. When you are the I am of the I am, you are the all. You are the highest vibration. You are source codes. You will always be protected. Even if everyone falls down around you, there you shall stand. That is who you are. That's who you are. You're made of prosperity codes, of diamond and sapphire. This is who we are. We are precious gemstones to source. We have powers. We are not powerless. We are powerful. And let's go ahead and take in a very big deep breath in from the base of that stomach. Bring your awareness all the way up to the heart space. Hold it there at 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release it slowly and deep breath out. And I want you to continue those breaths as I do this light language. And it's very powerful when we release. It's an open mouth. You're really purging out the old energy, breathing in life force and purging out through the heart any of the poison and corrosion of things and traumas that you went through over the years. Source is saying, place that at my feet. I will dissolve it for you. Mamburuta karanandireta. Shumbanirandireta karadiantirambone kerambandireta. Limbona karanirata hanireta. Himburoto karelerambata. Lambona shareranderamba nina manarata karamba. Humburutu lireshandirambandirandirambandireta. Himbuna da kananina da mandira takadaliramba. Hambona shanandiram bandiram bandiri shandirambata. Hanirantirani shambandira takinim mandire tapatarana. Hinare shandira manena. Himanana kera mane shaneta. Hinana bandire takiriande. Bambu nare takinam bandireta. Hinare takinana mane shandireta. Lamboro tu kireta. Himboro tu kanileta. Hamboro. Hinareta lerambandireta. Himbo anashanerandireta hanireta. Himboro tukinnarambandirata leando. Himboro nurakananamandirandi. Himboro tukanirandireta. Hamburo tukirandirati nirandi. Hindirandire deneran shandiramba. Humburo tokenirandire nalambara namburude. Humburo shandirata kanande. Himburo takaranireta. Halirande, tahandirete, lirande, hanirande, hantirete, hanirande, hantilete, himburo takirande, takina shandirete, himboanakara, hamboanakareta, bamburuta, kirandireta. Release any and all cords that you are connected to. There's some holding on to poison ivy. Poison members of society, of your household. They are like poison ivy. They are part of that things that will be devoured because we can't be lukewarm. This is a message for someone. Come all the way to the light and allow what will be to be. You cannot add a single second to their life by worrying. You must release that so that you don't also become food for thought, literally. You have to release it from the heart. There's someone who has anchor pains in the heart. And what this means is everything you do in your life, the pain in your heart is anchoring the energy to the heart. You're using the heart as an anchor to manage relationships, friendships, jobs, money. You can't do that because it's making the heart too heavy. We have to be in flow. We have to be in flow. We have to be in flow. So remove those things. Don't take too much care of this life. This is the trick. Unburden yourself. Too much financial stress in the heart. Too much stress about our children in our heart. Unanchor yourself. Remove those energetic cords from the heart. I want you to start snipping some of these cords. Financial worries, just snip it, remove that energetic cord. Romantic relationship woes, snip that, remove that burden, turn it over to source. Health issues, snip it, turn it over to source. Just keep cutting those cords and breathing and releasing and cutting and breathing and releasing right there through the heart. Right there through the heart. Keep cutting those cords. It's not the place to anchor. We don't anchor with our heart. Our heart stays open for the love of source to flow in. And we anchor ourselves in the word of source, in the promise. More importantly, the promise. The promise of source is that you are one with all, and that there is never any division, and that you are always safe and protected. That's the promise. This is where we anchor ourselves. Do not anchor. I'm hearing lust in the heart, because, in a way, when you do it in the heart, you lust after these things. Your financial problems, or relationship problems, it becomes lust. This also leads to the devour energy. So remove that from the heart. We anchor down within the feet, right? But we anchor in the promise of source, that we are one. We will always survive because we are one with source. We are interconnected to all things. This is the promise. And so it is, and so it should be, as we walk together in divine love. Thank you. Thank you, Sister Gail. Thank you for the super chat. Good evening. Hi, Sister Carolyn. Thank you guys so much for being here. Sorry if some of the audio was quite early in the morning, so I wanted to get that telepathic message. And it's very interesting that a lot of the times I'm always receiving telepathic messages. I think I've been calling them channels, but I'm not actually channeling anything. I'm just aware of the circulating energies, and I just press record, and these truly are telepathic messages. And this is part of our human technology, right? Yeah. Thank you guys so much. Someone asked Anita, do you think Kate was treated like Diana? They're handling it the same way. Yeah, guys, everything that I've said so far is still on course. What did I say? The next thing that they're going to do is going to be some sort of divorce, where they're going to tuck her away somewhere. That's going to be the next play, where it's this thing is still playing out, like I said. So just wait for that. And if it's not an official announcement, you bet your bottom dollar they're not living together. She's tucked away somewhere, and I'm not sure if she's still being this version of her is still being heavily controlled with all of those other things that we went over in all of those videos. But um the thing is, you're never going to know if, I mean, she's already gone, but you're never going to know if she passes away. I use the she loosely, or whatever version of her this is, of the third version, because they're going to have her so tucked away that they're only going to, bring her out. They might not really need to bring her out if they get that slim down monarchy, and or if this divorce that we all know that they're going through, if they actually announce it. So yeah, it's still playing out exactly the way that I said. So we just sit back and watch and wait. Yeah, it's kooky house over there. I don't know what's going on, but um yeah, maybe I'll do an update on all of that. We need to revisit all of that too. I'll do an update on that. Yep. All right, guys. I love you. I love you. I love you. Love you. Love you. Yes, I do. I love you guys so much. Guys, please like the video, guys. Subscribe, click on all notification bells, and share if you care, right? And guys, if you want to learn how to get the God power, how to turn on your psychic gifts and abilities, how to be telepathic, then please do take the Quantum Telepathic Healing and Psychic Development course. It was, oh my God, it was such a blast. And everyone became psychic and telepathic in 6 weeks. So it was quite amazing. There will be some links down below after this, or you can always email me instructions for humanity@gmail.com. Okay, guys, bye. I love you so much.